So welcome back to my channel. This is Gamer Dom, and yes, I have returned. So you probably didn't notice because I managed to store up an awful lot of videos while I was away for 3 weeks. Yeah, I was out for 3 weeks, and 2 weeks of those were on for work, and one of which was on vacation, and I was in the good old US of A for all 3 weeks. So my body clock is completely knackered now. I've no idea what time of day it is anymore. But I thought in honour of those 3 weeks in the US, I would go out and get out some big arse American TDs. All of them T28 variants. So this is the first of them, the T28. This is it's a great slug of a tank. It's as you can see, it's an assault gun stroke TD, very, very slow moving. You can see I'm doing what, 17, 18, heading over here. I'm on microphone. Where am I? Swamp. Yeah, I'm on the swamp. And it's a tier 8 game, so it's pretty good matchmaking. So this is a tier 8 American TD. So you will see tier 10s. Now it does have a monstrously good gun. I've unlocked all the mods on it. It has a 120mm gun on it, which is well, they say it's a tier 10 gun, and it's a horrendous thing when you get hit by it. So I've come out here to the sort of normal TD place, but you can see the speed of this tank is so slow that I had no chance to catch all those heavy tanks. Normally if you're in a moderately quick tank, you can get round into this area and catch all those tanks that come down the where that KV2 is basically, and run up through there, and you can get some nice side shots if you can get yourself here. But clearly it's too slow, and that WZ and the AMX and even that KV2 have got through the gap that you need to shoot through. So but I still came here, and I'm watching the map very carefully about what's going on. You have to, when you're in a big heavy slug like this, you really have to pay attention, because it's so easy to be in the wrong part of the battlefield, and you've got to anticipate in good time to get in somewhere. So you see that VK was trying to push around the corners to my right. He got absolutely hammered, and now the T44 has gone on to finish him off. Now I have to say I was a little nervous. If you look at our T34 and our KV5 are neither particularly brilliant players, but they're holding their own against all their heavies up on the hill there, and you know, full marks to them. So anyway, the T44 managed to finish off that VK, which is great. Here comes the WZ, and there you go. I thought I actually missed there, but I obviously didn't, and I tracked him, so 413 damage, which is rather nice, and he's now down. Now the other guys seem to get a bit of nervous at this. I'm guessing the AMX 5010 is actually going for a reload in a minute, but and that was stupid. I'd fired a shot, which was a bit of a waste, because I should have waited until I had a proper outline. There you go. That was a low roll, 388 damage. There's a Tiger up there as well. Reloading, reload. Bye Tiger. 172 was all he had left, and he went down. So we pretty much mopped this up. The T34, the KV5, and what else have we got here? Can't read it on the map. Oh, 2 KV5s. No, KV3. Sorry, KV3, who's also not particularly statistically a great player. But they've wiped out everything that's there, and I don't know what I thought I was doing there. So there's clearly a rock there, Don. What are you doing, idiot? Now, in fairness, I think there was a brief gap there. There is a tiny, tiny hole, and if you're lucky, you can. So I can see they've wrapped this up, but if you notice, the other flank is looking a little bit dodgy, and there goes our last tank. So I'm thinking, right, I need to do something to keep an eye on what's going on there. We have got 2 TDs. We've got the Borsig and the Storm in the middle, but our prototype, T28 Prototype, is heading to the left flank. All the heavies on the left flank, and there we go. We've lost the Borsig. He was killed by the Dickermax. Can't get a shot on the Dickermax, unfortunately. Wish I could. And you can see now we've got a Panther coming in fast. The CDC will probably be coming this way too. There's a Skoda out there as well, all against the lone Stormer Mill. Now if I was in those mediums, I would be coming round basically to my right and seeing what I can do. So I'm pulling back, I'm trying to keep an eye on what's happening here, I'm trying to guard the flank. Now the secret of these, and there comes the Panther. No, he's pulled back down again. The secret of this tank is not to commit yourself too early. And there you go, there's the CDC. He wasn't expecting me to be there. Bang. You know, he yeah, his paper armor is never going to cope with 120mm shell, so we took him out, and that was purely down to me anticipating what was happening. The KV-5 managed to take out the Panther, which is a pretty good shot. He's come across the middle. That KV-5 had a really good game. So I'm coming up to the side here, see if we can get a shot on the Dickermax. I think he's gone, but yeah, I would have probably killed him, I think. No joy there, and he's popped back up again. I've been spotted. Now who spotted me? Who spotted me? Their Skoda's down. They're down to 2 TDs. We've won this game basically. Oh, and there we go. Take a big hit from the Dickermax. Firing premium. Well, you know, I can't blame him. The armour on this thing is pretty thick. Oh, and there goes the Ferdinand. And you can see this thing is a bloody great slug. I don't know why I think of it when I think of Americans. Oh, and that was a fortunate shot. I got the 400 damage, but also more importantly tracked him. We get another shot into him. There we go, another 443. So we've just ripped a new one for that Ferdy, which is fantastic. Loading premium because I was half expecting him to turn towards me, and yeah, I just wanted to kill, to be honest. So he's going dancey with the artillery, and we're going absolutely full pelt towards him. Yeah, 17, 18. Yeah. Artillery managed to shotgun a bit of health out of Ferdy. Looks like he tracked him again. Yeah, I think he did. And here we go, Ferdy's coming round. Give an aerial view so you can see what's going on. Ferdy's coming around, the arty's trying to pull back. There's no way he's going to get out of the way this time. In fact, he gets... yeah. So, there you go. He gets rammed then shot, so I'm not worried about taking a shot here, I'm just going to go straight at him. He does nearly 500 damage on me, but there you go. I took him out just before the Stormer Mill could, so good game, really good game. So the T28 might be slow, well, no mights about it, is damn slow, but it doesn't mean you can't have a good game if you anticipate where the enemy are going. And that's what I did in that game. I think I did it pretty well. I knew capability of the tank. It's got a good gun and pretty good armour if people don't know where to shoot it, and if there's no artillery around, and if you can get yourself in a position where the enemy are coming to you, you can have a good game. And that was a pretty good game. I mean, it wasn't masterful, but it was pretty good. Enjoyed it. Second class mastery game, 5 for effect. Finished third on base XP on the team, 784 base XP, 2,171 damage, which was second only to the KV-5. And again, I have to say, you can't judge a book by its covers. If you looked at some of the stats of our heavies in that game, particularly the T34s, I must admit when I saw them, saw him, I thought, oh gosh, it's going to be a horrible game. Actually, he had a pretty good game. 1,000 damage, 1,200 damage, 720 base XP. Can't complain at that. And that KV-5 had a very good game. 2,444 damage and 3 kills. Very nice job. The overall win chance we had on that match apparently was 31%. Again, why XVM is a load of bullshit. Yeah, it just doesn't take enough factors into account. Always annoys when people get, you know, oh, 30% win chance, might as well give up, go and drown myself. Just play the damn game, because it doesn't take into account things like whether that player is particularly good in that vehicle. It doesn't take into account, is that vehicle fully equipped, is it fully researched, is the better players playing in a low tier tank in a higher tier game. You know, if they're in a tier 6 and it's a tier 8 game, unless they are absolutely monumentally good, it's going to be really hard for them to have a massive influence unless our high tier tanks complete numpties. So, you know, win chance, pinch of salt, turn it off, or do what I do, have it set up so it only comes on at the end of the battle, so you can have a look at it and go, wow, that was pretty good. Fired 10 shots, hit with 7 of them, penned with 7 of them for that 2,000 damage. 2 hits, both of which penned. The first was that Dicker Max firing premium at me, and then at the very end the shot I took as I went in for the final kill. 33,000 credits, a lot of costs because I did fire a couple of premium rounds, so I just made 7,700 credits with a premium count. If I hadn't had a premium, I would have lost money on that. 3,358, I think that says. Base XP was 1,176 times 2 for the day, gave me 2,352, which is great because I'm slowly working my way through this tank. I don't like it. I have to say, I do not like it. It's just too slow. You will have games like that one just there where you manage to get it in the right place, but I anticipated whether it's one thing anticipating where the enemy are coming, but it's another thing having the mobility to be able to deal with it. And part of the problem with this tank, well, the main problem with this tank is it's just so slow and immobile that people can run rings around you. But 1,000, how much do I need to go? Still got a little way to go till I can get the T95, which doesn't look fantastic either, and then the really, really good T110 E3. Anyway, that's for the future. So there you go. Just a good game. I liked it. I showed it because I thought it's a good one in showing that even if you're in the slowest tank in the game, which this almost is, I think, you can influence the battle if you position yourself right and you anticipate where the enemy are coming. I was a bit fortunate with that CDC that came flying over the top, but I kind of knew that something would probably come around that middle area because they knew that the Sturmer Mill was there on his own on our right flank, and if I'd been driving a medium I would have probably come around and tried to flank him, and that's exactly what that CDC did, and I was in the right place to finish him off. So this is the second T28 T28 game. This is, as I was about to say, the HTC, the T28 HTC or T28 concept. This is the tier 7 American assault gun stroke TD, which is given out if you complete the second set of personal missions in the game. It's got, you can see it's a lot faster than its tier 8 brethren. I'm doing 25 there briefly. I'm down to 22, 23, 24, which is pretty good. And I really like this tank. You know, it's a freebie, so and you get a lot of benefits for having it. Having done all the missions, I was a bit, how was I spotted there? But anyway, whatever, I was. I hadn't fired and I thought I was behind the bush, but maybe that Tiger or maybe the PTA, I don't know. Anyway, it's a tier 7 TD and I'm in tier 9 matchup, so it doesn't get any worse. This thing, so I really enjoy playing it. I think it's a great fun tank to play. In its own tier, it's very, very strong. It's got very good frontal armor, although it does have big weak spots, which are those, we just saw them briefly, on each side, the wings, the machine gun, what do they call them, spittoons? I don't know, not spittoons, you know what I mean, those booby things, or the balls on each side. They are the weak spots on this tank, and people who take it on know, and people who know to hit it there can hit it with impunity, and it's very thin armor there, and you'll continually pen it from the front. Those who don't know, if you don't go up against it very often, they don't realise that that's the weak spot, and you can all day, certainly in your own tier, you can just get shots pinging off the front of you because the armor is such that it will bounce shots left, right and centre. So anyway, I'm filling in the time because nothing much has happened, as you saw. apart from me getting spotted as I tried to get in the support position to help that bulldog. I realised that the enemy have committed very heavily to this flank, and we haven't actually got an awful lot here, so I'm going to go over there and see what I can do to help. Now the 105mm gun on this is not fantastic. It's okay, as I say, in its own tier it's a really useful tank. When it's a tier 9 game like this, the gun is sadly lacking. So I've moved out, I'm turning myself around, ready to support, and then I get spotted, which is not what I want, because I can't get shot on that tiger. Well, I could fire at that tiger, but he's side scraping, and there's no point firing at a side scraping heavy tank. There's the PTA coming, aiming on in aim time's a little slow, but the PTA has very, very thin armor. 355 damage we did to him there. PTA managed to pen us, but he is a tier 9 tank with a very powerful gun. Only did 210 on us, which is good. So I'm going to push up. I'm supporting this Super Pershing. There's a Pershing also here. We've got 2 Tigers against us, a T54 and the Leopard that we know about. So I'm humming up here. The thing I'm most nervous about, and I'm trying to get under his lower plate, and that shot just bounced up, unfortunately. Bounced his return shot and bounced the PTA. There you go. But they have damaged my gun. I've changed to premium because I wanted to hit the tiger. I wasn't expecting him to. I thought he might push forward a bit further, and my gun's gone. Do I I'm debating in this game, do I refit my gun? The problem is there's arty. There's another 305 damage. Bit of a waste for using APCR, but as I said, I wasn't actually having it loaded for the Leopard. I can pen him quite easily, so even the first shot went straight through his gun mantle. I was actually worried about the tiger. Now our lightweight's done a, I don't know what, it's just done a mad run. So I'm going to push and try to support him. There's the T54, and I get 292 damage on him. Here comes the 54 again. Can I stop him? No, no damage. I criticaled him. Wasn't what I wanted, but he's died in the process. And as a result, the PTA went down, and the Tiger 2's gone down. So we've won this flank. So we can push ahead quite nicely. And this is what I like about this tank. It can actually roll forward quite nicely. So we've done a bit of damage. Only, what have we done? It's only 600 damage, so not a huge amount. But we can push forward. We can roll forward with our mediums and heavies. We can't keep up with the mediums, but we can probably keep up with that Super Pershing that's ahead. And that's useful. Going up this slope is a little painful, but there you go. So yeah, as I was saying, I think the T28 concept is a really fun tank. I really enjoy playing it. It's got enough speed to be worthwhile. The gun's average, not fantastic, but not bad. It's got pretty good armor, particularly if people don't know where to shoot it. The only problem with it, like all the T28s, is artillery get hard on when they see you. It's a big target, very little armor on top, and yeah, they just could absolutely mash you. We're winning this game quite convincing, as you notice. 10-5. They had one piece of arty, and that was what was worrying me when I was out on that 9 line. I was thinking, when I was spotted so early on, that's why I dived down into the gully initially, because I just wanted to. And there's their arty. Aim in, slow aim time. Can we get him? Oh, we only just clipped the side of his thing, but 96 damage, and we'll steal that kill, which is good. And you notice we've only hit tier 9 tanks, so that's pretty good. Now we're going to hit a tier 10, a tier 8, sorry. Aiming in, and even though I hit him up around the gun area, that tracked him. So I'm loading HE because I just want to keep him tracked, really. Criticaled, but no damage, no tracking, which is a shame there. Should really have premium or normal rounds. I didn't realise he was looking at me there, but he was. So I'm not going to get another shot. Here he goes. He's going to die before I can reload. And I've reloaded premium, but there you go. Game over. So even though we were bottom tier on that game, actually not a bad one, really. T28 concept is not the most powerful tank. Unlike the other T28s, it doesn't have a monstrously big, powerful gun, but it is only a tier 7. So, and it, as you saw, it doesn't get preferential. So, it was a tier 9 game. So it was a 3rd class mastery, 5 for effect. Finished, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the team on base XP, 756, which is okay. 1,100 damage and 1 kill, which is great. 9 shots fired, 9 hits, only 6 pens. That's the weakness of that gun. It's a nice gun, but it just doesn't have the punch of the other T28s. The other T28s have like tier 10 guns. This one doesn't. Received 6 hits, 3 of which penned, 3 of which didn't, and some of those were pretty meaty guns that were firing at me. So I managed to angle, managed to avoid some of them. Some of them went straight through, but you know, hey, they were tier 9 tanks firing at me. What else we got here? 22,000 credits. Fired some premium, so we actually only made 1,500, which is a shame. If we'd hadn't had a premium account, we would have lost nearly 6,000 credits on that game. 1,134 experience times 2 and plus 227 for being in a premium vehicle gave me just shy of 2,500 experience for my crew, which is great. If we hadn't been running a premium, that would have been 1,663. So there you go. That's the second of the T28s I have in my garage. Let's have a look at the third, shall we? Okay, third game up. This is the T28 Prototype. Now this is the sister tank to the T28. Sits at tier 8. It is a, well, I suppose it's a turreted TD. It won't traverse its turret all the way round. It goes to what's that, about 45 degrees, no, a bit more than that on each side, but anyway, so it won't cover directly behind it or just slightly off directly behind it. But as I like this tank because okay, it's a slug, it moves really slowly. Here we're doing 17, 18, even coming down a slight slope, but the fact is it can you can traverse its turret. So see there, I was able to keep moving forward and traverse at the same time. Traverse the turret, I mean, obviously not the tank. So we're on cliff. This is a tier 8 game. We've lost 2 tanks already. In fact, one of them was our light tank that managed to jump and die. So that's a lovely first shot on the ARL. He's really regretting coming around that corner. 430 damage. They've got a far better team than we do, so we couldn't afford to give them an early start. So I'm coming over to the 1-2 line. I'm trying to support those guys who've got themselves in a little bit of a pickle down in the gap there, below the don't know what you call it there, but that sort of ramp that leads up to the back of the hill. And I don't want them to die too quickly, so here you go. I'm going to try and support. Aim time on this is a little bad, but again, it's a bit like the T28. The top gun on this thing is very pokey. It's a tier 10 gun on a tier 8 tank, and when it hits, look at that, 430. Now what's the odds he's still there? He's disappeared. He's not spotted anymore. Yeah, well, that was fairly obvious, wasn't he? Why do people do that? If you get shot and there's an enemy tank firing at you, don't stay still. I've got to be careful. There's one artillery in the game. That 1375 spotted me, and I pulled back. I tried to have a shot on him, but no joy. So suddenly we've gone a little bit south here. We were winning. It's now 3-5 in the enemy's favour. They've taken all the hill. All those tanks that headed round the corner there have all died. So there's just me and the SU holding this area with the artillery behind us. Yeah, which is not great. We've got 2 tanks sort of trying to take the hill against one of theirs. And our heavies are pushed all the way around the corner, and that's going to be critical for this game. So there's our friend, the AMX. He knows I'm here. He's just not sure where I am. So I think he was obviously just trying to peek out, see if I was still paying attention. He was spotted by one of us. I'm not sure who it was, either me or the SU, but it didn't matter. Neither of us managed to get a shot on him. But I have some. I'm getting slightly nervous at this point. It's 5-all again. We pulled it back. I've done 1200 damage, which is not bad at all. Want to do more, obviously, and I'm just wondering at what point they're going to rush. There goes our T29 in the middle, and I'm thinking, I don't like being this far forward, because any minute now, or potentially any minute now, their tanks could come round from behind me to the right, and so I'm going to push back. I'm turning around, I'm getting the hell out of dodge at a whacking 17, 16 kph. There you go, the MX 1375 and the TVP have both come round to this side of the flank. Looks like the TVP is pushing on our M6, who's managed to put a shot into him. I got aiming. I just didn't. The shell velocity on this thing is obviously very, very slow, and I didn't give it anywhere near enough aim time. Can we do it better with this guy? Yes, we can. 415 damage. He's been tracked and killed by our bulldog, which is nice. There's the TVP. Can we get a shot on him? You can see the problem with this tank is because it's so slow. I started to head back. I thought I might have an outline there. I started to head back, but there's no way I was going to get back up onto the hill, back into our base quickly enough there. But we've managed to clean them up. We're now back in the lead again. It's 10-8. I'm still worried about their artillery. And I'm thinking, what do I do now? And then I realise the Panther's there. He's a very good player, the Panther. Really good player. There's my friend the ARL, but he's kind of already dead. So I'm dithering a bit here, not sure where to go. And then I think I've got to go the shortest possible route. Oh, and the Arty just took out their Super Unicorn Panther, which was a great job. Because he could have won the game on his own. He has the stats anyway. Stats never tell everything, but yeah, I'm quite pleased we didn't have to push the point. So we're actually winning quite convincing now. It's 12-8. The ARL's pulled back, so I know that I've got a safe run. I think I'm just thinking, can I get any damage before this all finishes? I rather suspect not. The problem with these sort of tanks is because they are so darn slow. It's really hard, especially at this sort of mad phase of the end of the game. It's really hard to get in and you know, unless your team's losing, to get in and get the damage done at the end. But anyway, we won. Good game, fun. Another big beastie American TD. So there you go again. Big slug of a tank, slow moving, pretty heavy armour. But you know, you can have some fun with it if you get it in the right places. And again, you know, I think hopefully I showed that map awareness is even more critical when you're in a big slow heavy tank like the T28 Prototype or the T28. Definitely prefer the Prototype more than the 28 because that flexible turret, the fact it does rotate not 100% round, but at least it gives you a little bit more flexibility than the T28 does. They're both ridiculously slow, and despite the fact they appear to have very good armour, both seem to leak shots left, right and centre. But you know, as I say, the Prototype is a little bit more flexible and I enjoy playing it more for certain. Definitely won't keep it though. It's going when I move on to the next thing. So again, that was a 34% win chance, so 31 and 34 in the big slugs, and you know, again, it just shows that you shouldn't pay attention to the XVM too much. You know, there's so many variable factors involved that just because it says 34% does not mean that you've got to give up. You know, statistically, it means 3 times out of 10 you'll win. More than 3 times out of 10 you'll win. And so, you know, and that's just on the stats. And as I said, there's so many variables around around the measurements, you know, how good are the players in those particular vehicles and blah 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 blah. Anyway, I won't bang on about that. That was nothing spectacular for me. Fire for Effect was the only medal I got. Finished second, sort of down the bottom end of base XP with 589, and that's mainly because all the tanks I hit were lower tier tanks. and as you know, you get more experience if you hit higher tier tanks. So that was all I had to shoot at, so that's what I got. I finished quite high on the damage, yeah, second on damage, 1700 damage and 1 kill. So not too bad. 8 shots fired, 5 hits, 5 connections, including that blind shot of the T29 early on. I mean, guys, be sensible. If you've been shot at repeatedly, don't just stay where you were and expect just because you've gone invisible. You know, in fact, you're still there. People will take the odd speculative shot, and that's what I did, and I picked him up. So, anyway, where were we? Here we go. So, 25,000 credits. Only cost me 8,000 in cost because I didn't fire any premium or anything. 16,500 profit, which is good. If I hadn't had a premium, that still would have been 8,000 profit. 734 XP times 2 for the day gave me 1,400 for this tank, which is great because, like the T28, I'm desperate to get off this thing. Still got, what's that, 41,000, just shy of 41,000 to get onto the T30, which looks a lot of fun. So I'm afraid, Mr. Prototype, you won't be around forever in my garage, but I've kind of enjoyed it. I think it's kind of, my win rate's not fantastic in it. What am I winning? 48% over, you know, so it's not fantastic, but it's kind of fun. It's a lot more fun than the T28, that's for sure. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving it a like, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. I noticed when I came back from my vacation that I sound very American, but I have spent 3 weeks in America, so that's probably why. When I came back from my vacation, I'm really pleased to see that numbers are up to 250 subscribers, which is fantastic. So thank you everybody who subscribed, particularly those who've recently subscribed. Welcome to the channel. Look forward to seeing comments down below in all my videos, but you know, let me know what you think about these slugs. Do you like them? Are they just far too slow to be any fun? You know, I tend to think they are, but they're very situational. You get in the right battle where the enemy coming at you, they can be terrific fun. Anyway, as I say, thanks for watching. Enjoy your games, have fun. Just remember, it is just a game. It's not serious. It's not for real. Just enjoy yourselves. And I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Gamer Dom, out.